This is the last car talk I'm going to record for a little minute, but I absolutely have to record this. I just can't hold it in any longer, right? This is the exact mental framework you can use on the days when you don't feel like doing something to overcome that mental resilience that you know you need to have, right? We all do things every single day where, you feel that battle, whether it's, wake up and eat healthy, you choose to eat, the other junk food, or you wake up, you're supposed to go to the gym, but you choose to hit the alarm and snooze for another 15 minutes. Then you're late for the job, your day's all messed up, right? I've been waking up at like 4:35 for the past like 300 something days. You guys probably know that because you follow me on Instagram. You see it every single day. I post my wake ups. But every single one of those days, I don't feel like getting up at that time, right? Some days I feel like I literally just can't get out of bed. My body's just like, so sore and so stiff from just, the day before. But I've developed the mental resilience within those days to push through. And it's because your mind has what's called like your AMC, right? It's a muscle in your brain that you train over and over and over. This is why you see people that, run ultras or, that run every single day. They're callous to the feeling of, not wanting to do it. Their mind no longer controls their actions because they've built that resilience within themselves to overcome that. But the problem is, like, how do you start doing that? Right? Because you might have seen that before. You might have seen like people like David Goggins or, whoever you watch that can get over these hurdles like it's no problem. Right? And there's a couple different ways that I'm going to share with you in this video on how you actually get over it. Right? One thing I like doing is just count to 3. Right? Anytime I'm in bed and, I need to get up, there's a split-second decision you make every single time that happens. Right? You can either choose to do what your heart desires or fall into your mind's automatic, presumptions. So you have to split the decision between them by doing the 1, 2, 3 method. Say this: if I'm laying in bed right now and I'm like so sore, I don't feel like getting up, there's 2 different versions of me in that moment. There's the version of me that chooses to sleep in, or there's the version of me that gets up and I feel good about myself. Now, you've probably felt that mental regret where, you don't do the actions you need to take, and it just messes up your whole flow. I like to think of it, this has always stuck with me, a rubber band. You're pulling that rubber band back. The second you let it go, you let all that resistance go. Now you have to start pulling it back again. It's the same way with your mind, right? That's why, if you stick to a routine and you break that one day, it feels like you just lost all the momentum that you had because you don't have the confidence, you don't have the resilience built up like you used to, right? Because you might be wondering, why don't I have the confidence and I don't feel like I'm, where I should be mentally? Like I see everybody else, I have so much potential, I need to be where they are at. It's because you miss on the small things. It's because you're not consistent over a long enough period of time. All right, you could have someone that's horrible at whatever you're trying to do, but they just simply put in more effort on a longer line of consistency. So if you want to build this resilience, you want to stop making these split-second decisions for the opposite spectrum of what you're trying to do. First, I would implement the 1, 2, 3 method, and then start pulling yourself away from the resistance of quitting, right? If you've read Atomic Habits, like the further you move away from the vice that, you're struggling with, like if it's diet, don't keep junk food at the house. If it's diet, don't go out with those friends that take you to like the crappy like McDonald's and stuff. Because be honest with yourself, like if you don't have the resistance to, not do the thing, you just simply can't have it around you until you build that, right? If it's, stop drinking or stop smoking, whatever it is, don't hang out with people that do that. I used to have friends in high school that would try to quit smoking, but they were going out every weekend or they were hanging out with people that had vapes that would let them hit it. How is that? How are you supposed to overcome that if you can't even stay away from the thing that you're trying to not to do, right? So that's 2 things right there. 1, 2, 3, get up. If you can't do that, keep the thing away from you. You know, if it's, waking up early, put your alarm clock across the room and make yourself get up to go get it. Because I guarantee you're not going to sit there and listen to that until you fall back asleep, right? If it's the gym, have your clothes ready, have your bag packed, have your breakfast ready, have your pre-workout ready, whatever it is that makes you tick towards that positive action, that's what you just need to do. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't put yourself in the position to lose to the opposite end of your mind, which is that soft inner like bitch version, right? That's one thing I've always used to overcome these actions, because every action you take has a split-second decision. Every single time. And you know it too. You can feel it in your mind when you're choosing exactly what you're trying to do. But often the other voice wins because you don't have enough resistance built up to go against the grid, to go against the action that you're trying not to take. But overall, bro, you just simply have to understand, and this is something I deploy when I feel like I don't want to do the work. There's somebody out there that's going to do it, that has less talent than you, that has less drive than you, that has less, momentum on their side, probably from a different country that doesn't have all the blessings that you have, that's going to go accomplish the things that you want, unless you get out of that mentality of scarcity, unless you get out of that mentality of low confidence, low self-esteem, and you get into the mentality of self-confidence and self-affirmation that you can go and make this shit happen. Nobody is different than you. They weren't given the things that you don't have. They weren't given more motivation than you. Every single thing you see these people do is simply just off relentless action. If that's 2 words I could ever give to anybody that wants to accomplish anything big, relentless action. Write it out every single day in your journal. I do the 5-4-5, 5 actionable tasks, 4-step morning routine, 5 overarching goals that you're trying to accomplish, right? Put relentless action at the end. Take relentless action every single day. On the days you don't feel like it, still put in some work. On the days you feel amazing, put in extra work. You know what? Scratch that shit. Put in extra work every single day. Ask yourself, how bad do you want it? It's May 21st, 2025. We're running out of time, bro. But the good thing is you see your potential. The good thing is you see exactly what you can become. You just need the personal development. You just need to get in the best shape of your life. You need to learn more, and you need to get your mind sharp along with your mind, body, and spirit. And they'll all come together and you'll become that extra version of yourself this summer. But if you're not taking the relentless action to do that, you need a guideline. You need a program. You need something to keep you on task. Right? That's one of the best things I love about coaching my guys is I'm always there to motivate them. I'm always there to keep them accountable. We hold each other to a higher standard, which implies that our results are going to be better than, someone that has to quit every single day because they can't hold themselves to a standard. Absolutely, you should go out and do these things yourself. But if you know you don't have what it takes, quit sacrificing all that time in your life where you're failing, you're miserable, you can't do it, and just simplify your actions by joining a community or joining a mentorship that's going to show you exactly where you need to go. My guys make over 2 years worth of progress in 3 to 6 months because I know exactly where they are and I know where they need to go. And I give them the roadmap day to day to get to those actions that will take them to the longer run of where they want to be in their life, right? I love you guys. If you want to join my community and make an astounding amount of progress in 3 to 6 months, book a call me in the bio. We'll chat it up. No worries if you don't feel like it's for you. If you do, awesome. Let's get rolling. 1 month before summer, ask yourself, who are you going to be at the end of summer? Take relentless action. I love you guys. We out.